I couldn't get a job after that movie. I'm not kidding. Just couldn't. And I ended up doing something that was profitable on television that I really loved doing, but I couldn't get a job. So, and prior to getting that, I was struggling. I had made a lot of movies. I was fine, but it wasn't like, they were knocking down my door. And they were already filming The Devil Wears Prada when I was cast. So they couldn't decide what they wanted. And oddly enough, it's my friend Ellen Lewis who cast the film, who cast all of my movies, and still to this day I can't stand her for it. No, I'm kidding. But we always do joke about it. I was like, that's good. You went through every actor in Christendom before you came to me. But then after that, the movie was a big hit. We had such a good time, and it's a beautiful movie. And then I was like, silence.
Huh.
I know, it's weird.
It's shocking to me because I've got the roadmap laid out, and it's one.
Nope.
It seems like one good thing after the next.
Yeah, but yeah.
I do want to follow up on something that you just brought up with Devil Wears Prada. So you mentioned that you were cast when filming was already underway, and I think the way you somewhat phrased it is that they didn't really know what they wanted for that role.
Yeah.
What is it like stepping into a project where I'm sure it was a very strong script, but they're still figuring out the details and then figuring out how you can contribute to crafting that character your way?
It was scary. I had like a week to prepare, and I thought, okay, how am I going to do this? And there was a guy that I knew what I wanted him to look like. The glasses I was very particular about. And of course, you're playing a gay character. You're not going to send it up. You're not going to be stupid about it, because you get sick of seeing that stuff. And to me, it was just, it had to be as subtle as possible. The hard part was, you're going and you're having all these costume fittings. You're trying to figure out how to do this thing. And then suddenly, your first day of filming is your penultimate scene in the film. And you're like, oh, God, this is a nightmare. But it all worked out. It was with Annie, and it was so great. And Meryl I knew a bit. And then, then I got to know Emily, and it was all fine.
Trying to remember all of my follow-up questions. You just said Meryl, so my mind is going down that lane right now. So you knew her a little before doing that movie. That was the first time you collaborated as actors, and also seeing her operate as a leader on set. I'll lean into that a little bit. What is something she did on that set that kind of, made you stop and go like, yes, this is why you are a positive force in this industry, an icon that this business needs and will make it better?
Because she stands up for herself, and she stands up for other people. She's not afraid of that. And that's impressive. She was slightly distant when we were filming because she was playing the person that she was playing. Whereas when we did Julia and Julia, she was the opposite. But it made sense for her to be that way, because if she was going to fuck around all day with me and Emily, and that would have been not good for anyone. She needed to focus on what she needed to do, and Emily and I in a way, became those two people. Giggling and laughing and being snipey, not really. And Annie too, and we all sort of became bits and pieces of those people. But yeah, she has incredible presence, as we know. We respect her more than practically anybody in show business. But she's not afraid to stand up for herself and for other people.